Are you looking for a quick, professional way to automate application deployments, reduce errors, and scale your DevOps processes? So, whether you're deploying to the cloud, on premises, or hybrid environment, Octopus Deploy helps you deliver software faster and more reliably. So, Octopus Deploy is a leading deployment automation tool designed to simplify and centralize the release and deployment of applications. It integrates seamlessly with popular CI tools like GitHub Actions, Azure DevOps, Jenkins, and GitLab CI, allowing teams to automate complex deployments, manage releases, and monitor progress from a single user friendly dashboard. With Octopus Deploy, you can effortlessly scale deployments, automate repetitive tasks, and ensure secure, compliant releases with advanced encryption and access controls. Enterprise features include real time dashboards, reusable deployment processes, RBAC, ITSM integrations, and audit logs. Octopus supports a wide range of deployment targets, including containers, Kubernetes, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, databases, and traditional environments. So, as you can see right here, we have our actual Octopus deploy. So, in there, you can actually try this software for free. Click onto this try it free option, and then you will be redirected to the start page wherein you can just input your details in order to successfully start your 30-day free trial. So they will ask you if you would like to choose or host in cloud or server. For this case, I chose cloud. So you will just be prompted to actually sign up. And once you have signed up, you can see in here the actual octopus. So this is the start page of that. Here it welcomes us. We have in here you can create your new project or you can also start with a sample project. So for this case, I'll just start with a sample project. Now from in there, this will load in order to show us the sample data right here. Here you have your project dashboard as well as your sample project channel. So in here you can just see those by grouping as well as by channeling. So you can choose between deployments as well as all of those things that we have. So as you can see, we have in here the release 0.0.1. We also have the 0.0.2. So you can see which one of them has been deployed. So this one has already been deployed and you will have an actually a new release. You can click onto this deploy option in order to deploy this particular release. So this prompts an update under the existing applications installed by other devices. Click on the deploy right here and then this will start the deployment of that project and it will actually input right here. This will load in order to actually finish the deployment process and you can see in here the verbose, timestamps, categories as well as each steps for those deployments. For step 1 we have deploying the code with the sample target production. We have in here the estimated time. So in here you have the duration. For the step two, it is actually the execution of some scripted instructions, such as worker on behalf of sample target and production. We also have in here the actual duration. The step three includes sending an email as well as viewing right here the release packages. So as you can see, it's all done right now. And if you head over to your dashboard, you can see that that's the release that's already been deployed right here. So, for example, if you're under the release of 0.02 and you want to create a new release for your application, you can click onto this create release option. Now, in here, it will open this. So, you can choose in here the channel that you want to put it. We have sample project channel and we also have the default channel. Now, you can just input right here a unique version number. So, since our most recent release is 0.0.2, let's input 0.0.3. You can input right here the packages that's included. You can deploy this sample package. We have the latest, the last, as well as specific. So if you have a specific version, so since this is an upgrade, you can click on the select version and then you can just input right here the version that you want to re-release. Now you can input right here some release notes on summary of what has changed on this release. So this is typically shown in the actual App Store in order to see what's the new features added into this particular release. Once you're done, you can click onto this save option in order to create the new release right here. Now, once that release has been saved, you can see in here the life cycle for that. We have the manually deployment. We also have the auto promote as well as manually promoting to production. So you can update variables, show snapshot, as well as likes. On your dashboard, it will also show up right here, and you can see that we have now our 0.0.3. You can initiate the deployment, the staging, production, as well as other things that you can actually do with this. Now in here you can go to the process, and in their process you can create release or add steps on each process or each release that you have. We have in here the first step, which is deploying the code, execution, sending emails, and the likes. If you want to create a new one or add a step, just click onto this add step option you can see right there. And then from in here, this will open the process editor. You can just add in here based on a step template that you have. We have scripts, package, as well as containers that we actually show up earlier. We have the cloud native services, certificates, and the like. For example, let's add in here a certificate and deploy a certificate based on that. Add step, and as you can see, it's added right here. Click on save in order to save that particular step that you have added. Now in here, we can also head over to our trigger. And in our trigger, this will show up in order to automate your deployment with triggers. So in the past, we're only just using or manually deploying the releases. If you want, you can add a trigger right here in order to automatically do that. For example, let's choose in here a schedule, and you can input right here a scheduled trigger. You can just tweak the things like the name for the trigger right here, as well as description for that, deploy latest release or new release option, as well as channel for that particular deployment, environment for that, as well as where it's gonna release. You can also redeploy and select the schedule the trigger should turn on, as well as the run dates, schedule interval, and the likes. Click on save right here in order to save the trigger that you have made. And you can also see in here that we have some pieces. So you can just schedule right here some deployment pieces if you're actually planning to go into a vacation or if you're planning to implement some freezing into your deployment process. In the left side where you can see in here the insight of your actual app. But do take note that this one you needed to request a trial in order to see what it will look like. We also have in here the task for the particular script console, and you can see if it's already been success or it's already been added. Now, if you want to create a new project, you can click on this default and create a new space in order to create a new project for your new app. So, thank you for watching our Octopus Deploy tutorial. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your network. Subscribe to our channel for more insights on deployment automation and DevOps tools. So, what are your biggest challenges with software releases or CI/CD? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.